Hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Gold and Silver Club end of week review. Today is a US shutdown special today for the 4th of October, presented by myself, Phil Carr, and Nick Kalsi at the Gold and Silver Club. Today we be reviewing the latest developments in the commodities markets. We'll be analysing the week's performance. As well as that, we'll be looking at the following during this live session. We'll look at an end of week summary for gold, silver, oil and the commodity currencies. We'll be looking at the top trades of the week. We'll do live market commentary and technical analysis, and we'll also be looking at the week ahead. So key events looking forward, key events happening right now, and of course answering any questions you may have as well. Okay, so let's move on to the headline news at the moment. So the US government shutdown entering into a fourth day currently. So on October the 1st, 2013, the US government began a partial shutdown as both the Democrats and Republicans in Congress, they failed to agree on the budget for 2014 fiscal year. The US government shutdown, which is now into its fourth day and the first in 17 years, saw as many as 800,000 federal employees temporarily out of work, while national parks, along with government-run services, including passport offices, employment services, rubbish collection and public libraries, are closed currently. So many of the leading financial institutions predict that the political impasse will not be resolved soon, and the shutdown could cost the federal government at least $300 million a day in lost economic output, which could wipe out 1.4% of its US GDP in this quarter. So as we move closer to the mid-October, traders are now turning to an issue of even greater importance and consequence than the US shutdown, which is the debt ceiling. So now the focus is on whether or not Congress will vote to raise the debt ceiling and the possible impact this will have across the global economies if America defaults on its $7.5 trillion loan obligations. So currently gold price is trading at $1,316 an ounce and 80 cents, while silver is trading at $21 an ounce and 67 cents as of 11 on Friday, 11 a.m. BST. Weaker than expected economic data on Thursday provided partial support for gold just yesterday as the US dollar index weakened and slipped to 0.16% to 79.79. So we'll take a look at the US dollar index. We'll take a look at the charts, gold, silver, oil, the commodity currencies. Looking ahead, the big question really is how the US debt ceiling affects gold and silver prices. And of course, this week, China have also been off. So China returning next week. So we could be in again for some fireworks on the commodities markets next week. I'm Phil Carr, professional trainer and speaker. I'm the co-founder and director of the Gold and Silver Club. I specialize in teaching people how to make money from trading the most lucrative financial markets in the world, gold, silver, oil, and the commodity currencies. I've trained thousands of individuals to become independent traders and successfully manage their own investment portfolio. I'm responsible for the research and development of the Gold and Silver Club trademark strategies that have a proven track record of generating returns for traders. Also a regular contributor to a number of financial publications and speak at numerous trading seminars, webinars and workshops. Joining me on the call is Nick Kalsi, the Gold and Silver Club. Nick Kalsi is a professional trader, investment analyst and speaker. Nick began his career within private wealth management in 2002 before making the transition into proprietary trading. Prior to co-founding the Gold and Silver Club, Nick spent over 5 years coaching professional fund managers and traders internationally for some of the world's top-tier hedge funds and investment banks. Through his first-hand relationship with some of the world's most successful traders, discovered the formula, mindset and tools that give any individual the definitive edge to trade in any economy, and also regularly writes for a number of global business and financial publications, and we both appeared frequently on financial television. So guys, that's just a little bit about ourselves this morning, and we'll quickly move across to the gold price and just see how that is doing right now. So currently gold trading at $1,315 an ounce. So we'll take a look at that on the charts very shortly. And the US dollar index is actually trading right around the 80 level at the moment. So finding a little bit of support. But we'll take a look. You can see over the course of the last week, US dollar index has dropped further. Just consecutively had lower lows and lower highs. In fact, today we're starting to see the price of the market is starting to get above yesterday's high, which will be the first time in about a week or so that we've created a higher high. So I'll talk you through that very shortly as we look at the charts. In terms of seasonality at the moment for gold, so I should say gold seasonality at the top there. For gold seasonality currently, where we are at the moment, so coming into the end of the first week of October, we do typically see a consolidation around this time of year. We have seen quite a lot of consolidation over the course of the past week. There has been more downside this week with China off as well. So we've seen that consolidation. We've bottomed out at 1276 over the course of this week. So the big question will be this week really if we're going to start seeing a lot of buying next week as China come back. Also, we're starting to see the beginning of the wedding seasons in Asia as well. So this could be supportive for gold. So in terms of seasonality, we would typically expect next week and really going into mid-October to potentially be quite supportive for gold. So we'll take a look at that in terms of technicals as well. Top trades of the week using the Gold and Silver Club signature trading strategies. So the top trades that we've had this week. First of all, we got a really nice opportunity to sell short earlier in the week on Monday when we broke through the $1,304 an ounce support level, quite an important support which had been providing several buy opportunities previously. Once that was broken, we saw a really nice move and came down to our profit target of 1277 for a 270 pip gain there. So for each lot traded was 70 pip risk, so $700 risk for 2,700 US dollars profit on each trade lot there for a 3-to-1 on gold. So that was at the start of the week. WTI oil also provided a really nice sell short opportunity on Monday, and this actually triggered on Sunday evening. There were two opportunities to actually trade this because it would trace to the exact point and then sold off again back to the 101 level. So this was an entry at 102.14, break of a major support line, break of a major horizontal as well. The risk on that 50 pips for each lot traded for 109 pips, so $500 risk for each lot for $1,090 profit for a 2-to-1 on WTI oil. Then we've also had an opportunity to sell silver short this week as well. That was a very nice quick move to the downside from pending order. So we got in there at 21.28, exit at 20.72 for a nice 56 points profit there. So 27 points risk, $270 risk for 56 points reward, $560 risk on profit for each lot traded for a 2-to-1 on silver. And finally, we also had a buy opportunity which came about on Wednesday, where we were from Tuesday and then exited on Wednesday, and we had the price come all the way down. And from that 1276 key Fibonacci and key supportive level, we had a really nice opportunity to buy on confirmation once we saw a really nice hammer setup on there. So you've got 1293 is the entry there, and we've come out at 1321 previous support, now term resistance, for 280 pips. So each lot traded 90 pips risk, so for 900 points risk for 280 points profit, for $2,800 on each lot for just there, actually almost a 3-to-1. No, it's a 3-to-1 actually, on that particular trade on gold. So those are our four top trades of this week. So there's been some really nice opportunities this week on the gold and silver market and the oil too. So what we do now, we'll start off and we'll just go and have a look at Reuters this morning, and we'll take a look at the US dollar index as well and what the overall markets are looking like. So bear with me as I just switch screens for you. Okay, excellent. So the bottom right-hand corner here, we've just got the US dollar index, and we can see here where we did break support earlier on in the week. On Sunday evening, actually, is when we broke support, the US dollar index, and we've had consecutively lower lows here as the price has come down and lower highs. Although we've seemed to have had these sort of pin bars, which are being created each day, where we've seen the price then driven up, but only to sell off further the following day. Today we are actually getting a bit of a lift on the US dollar index this morning. We can see that, which is following through. We're actually just coming up to above yesterday's high at the moment. So we'll see in terms of news that we've got coming out this afternoon. We'll be talking to that very shortly. But an overview of the markets right now. Faring the best, Australian US dollar. The dollar index is doing quite well this morning. Oil's getting a little bit of support. We can see gold neutral, really, about 0.11%. down, CAD fairly neutral at the moment as well. So we're getting a little bit of a lift in the US dollar index and Australian US dollar. So we'll take a look at the charts now, and we'll talk through these. Okay, so first of all, we want to be looking at gold at the moment. So this is the gold chart currently. So just going through some key levels that we are looking at the moment. So what I'd like to, so just on the daily time frame at the moment, we can see here where we broke down earlier on in the week. In fact, from Sunday, we had a spike high on Sunday, came up to 1352. We've got this downward trending resistance trend line at the moment where we just came up, spiked up to that on Sunday evening. We then sold off. So it came right up on the Sunday open, then came down, and we've since broken through some key levels of support here just to offer a nice sell short down to 1276. Now that level did get supported as it got supported on the 7th of August too, and we've seen quite heavy buying there. And at the moment, we've got a little bit of indecision in the market. We've got essentially yesterday got an inside candle there, which we're going to see some indecision in the market at the moment. It looks to be still downtrending currently. We couldn't quite get above yesterday around about the 1323 level, so we couldn't breach the previous day's high there, so at 1322. And today, the candle which is forming also finding resistance at some key moving averages above. So at the moment, it's looking a little bit bearish there. Certainly, if the US dollar index does gain some strength today, we may see further selling off today with gold. And the next key levels to really be looking at are going to be 1306 for gold if we continue to come down. See if that provides some support. Probably see some take profit there. If we do get a further sell-off than that, we break through yesterday's low here at 1301. We would then be very interested at 1297 as the next level we expect gold to get to, and below that 1276 if we continue to sell off today. If we can break above yesterday's high and also break above Wednesday's high here above 1324, we could then see a rally back up to this resistance channel around 1333. So that's what we're looking at on gold right now. Silver, similar situation on silver at the moment. So yesterday we've actually produced an inside candle here as well. So with silver currently, we're going to be interested to see whether we're going to get a breakdown below the 2130 level and to come back down to the next key level of support, which is 2083, or whether we're going to get a breakout to the upside. You can see we've got a whole area of consolidation here. We're still below some key moving averages, but if we do get a breakout, if silver gets some support today, we could see a breakout. We'd need it to break really some key levels here, 2180, and to get above really some resistance levels here, 2110 as well, in order for further moves up to 2233 and 2244. So very much consolidating. So really looking to see which way we're going to break on silver currently. The overall trend is down, and there is also a resistance channel you can draw just on silver currently too. So I would favour more momentum to the downside at the moment, unless we can break out of this channel that we're currently in with silver. But yeah, that's what we're looking at on silver. So more likely, I would say, at the moment to get a breakdown below 2130 and possibly come and retest 2083. Moving across to USD Canadian dollar, getting a lift with the US dollar index as well today. USD CAD has been fairly choppy over the last week, where you can see it slowly grinding its way high. You've got like two hammers on the daily time frame, hammer forming today as well. So we are seeing at the moment with the USD Canadian dollar is finding support. Currently, we could draw just a very brief trend line here where we are starting to see just higher lows as the price is really starting to grind upwards. It still needs to do some work to break out to the upside. It needs to really get above yesterday's high here. We're pretty close to it and really come back and retest. So we're looking for a move to break past also the spike high that we saw on Wednesday at 1.035. Now that also was a resistance level on the 12th of September too. So if we can break above these levels, we're probably going to be able to see USD CAD work its way higher to the 1.03823 level. And you're seeing it is being supported daily by these key moving averages at the moment. So USD CAD at the moment looking bullish. And also if you go to the weekly time frame, you'll see this really strong dragonfly doji on the weekly time frame. And you'll see we had a retracement here back to the Fibonacci. Now we're starting to work our way upwards, and we've also got a key trend channel here, which has been in place for quite some time. So USD CAD does look bullish at the moment. Australian US dollar doing quite nicely. Had a break out towards the upside yesterday. in terms of, it's looking fairly bullish at the moment. That there is a bit of a supportive channel on Australian US dollar. Currently, we did get a spike on Wednesday, and really we're looking for the price now to get above 0.945 in order to come back up to previous resistance at 0.950 just here. So for a breakout to the upside, we've also got a candle of indecision yesterday, inside candle also early in the week on Wednesday, and we've broken above those levels. So we are starting to see the market grind higher here. So we're going to see if we're going to get to the 0.950. If we do come back down and we break through this trend line, which is starting to develop, and we break through 0.936 here, we'd then be looking if we break below yesterday's low, and certainly if we break below the low from Wednesday, we will be looking for the market just to come down and retest the 0.928 level, this previous level of support. So that's Australian US dollar at the moment. Okay, we're going to move across actually now to we look at WTI. WTI looking quite interesting. So we did actually find support around the 101.03 level. Had a nice dragonfly doji on the daily time frame. Found some support there. Retested again on Tuesday. The oil inventories this week did actually spark quite the rally actually on Wednesday in WTI. We can see here where we've managed to get above some key resistance levels around the 1.03. I think it was 1.3074 level here. Let's just check it. 1.0374 and 1.10390 level as well on WTI oil. The overall trend is down. There is a resistance channel similar to gold and silver. We are still below key moving averages. We're starting to see some consolidation here on WTI. We'll be looking for more setups for a break of this consolidation moving into next week at the moment. Bit of indecision on this market now, and we'll be looking for retests of major resistance or major support on WTI. But when it does get to those levels, it often offers very good risk to reward trades. Looking at Brent at the moment, similar situation. Brent's just going through an area of consolidation at the moment too, between the 106 coming up to the 109 level at the moment, or 110 at the moment. Found some resistance again at some key moving averages, finding resistance at 109.535 Fibonacci at the moment, and also 108. So we're just consolidating really on Brent. So we are still within a downtrend of Brent to consolidation. So similar to WTI, we're going to be looking for tests of more extreme resistance or extreme support in order to get further direction on Brent crude oil at the moment. So we'll be putting alerts at those key levels. And New Zealand US dollar continuing to consolidate as well. You can see it just consolidating between 0.834, 0.824. Now we did have some quite strong rejection just above the key 200-day moving average earlier this week on Wednesday, just above the 0.8176 Fibonacci. Came down, was very strongly rejected by that level. We can see there is a little trend here as the market is working its way up currently. It's also some indecision in the market here. It's consolidating. So I'd like to see, we are still above some key moving averages. The overall momentum, it is up at the moment if you look at where we are in the overall scheme of things from September. So we'll be looking for really potential breakouts now of 0.834 to come up to 0.843. This will be the key level of resistance here. So we'll be interested in that, and any breakdowns of price from 0.81768, we may then get supported at previous resistance here, which would take us down to 0.810. So those would be the key levels we're looking for on New Zealand US dollar. Okay, fantastic. So that's how the market's looking at the moment. We will be going through very shortly now just key news as well to look out for too, and we'll be very interested to see how gold and silver are going to move today. We're going to continue this downtrend at the moment before heading into next week. Okay, so let's go over some key news announcements that we need to be aware of over the coming week. Okay, so later today, key news announcements to be aware of. We have the FOMC speaking, several members speaking later on this afternoon. So 1:30 p.m. GMT today, 8:30 a.m. ET, we've got the Federal Reserve FOMC member Fisher speaking. Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas president and voting member of the FOMC Richard Fisher, is to speak. The FOMC are responsible for setting the benchmark interest rates, and their speeches are closely watched for indications on future possible direction of monetary policy. These comments may determine a short-term positive or negative trend and affect the US dollar and gold and silver prices later this afternoon. Fridays, particularly over the last 6 weeks, have been pretty volatile for gold and silver around these sort of announcements. So you could definitely see some volatility later on this afternoon. FOMC member Dudley is speaking as well at 2:15 GMT and 9:15 ET. So Federal Reserve Bank of New York Vice Chairman and voting member of the FOMC, William Dudley, is to speak as well. And 2:30 p.m. FOMC member Stein speaks. FOMC voting member Jeremy Stein. So that's going to cause most likely some more volatility in the commodities this afternoon. And we also have at 3:30 p.m. and 10 a.m. ET, we have the CAD IV PMI. The IV Purchasing Managers Index measures the activity level of purchasing managers in Canada. A reading above 50 indicates expansion. A reading below 50 indicates contraction. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the CAD, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish for the CAD. And of course, on that note too, let's have a look at moving across to oil inventories, which can affect the markets significantly. Also, particularly crude oil and the USD Canadian dollar too. Next Wednesday, we have US crude oil inventories at 3:30. This data reports the number of barrels of crude oil commercial firms have in inventory. Commercial firms report their inventory levels to the Energy Information Administration on a weekly basis. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bearish for crude oil. A lower than expected reading should be taken as bullish, combined with the technicals as well. We also have next Thursday at 3:30 p.m. GMT and 10:30 a.m. ET, the US natural gas storage. So important again if you trade USD CAD and if you trade US natural gas storage. The Energy Information Administration do their gas storage report measuring the change in the number of cubic feet of natural gas held in underground storage during the previous week. So while this is a US indicator, it does tend to have a greater impact on the CAD due to Canada's sizable energy sector. And also next Friday, US non-farm payroll. So due to US shutdown, non-farm payroll data is now expected the following week. So of course, non-farm payroll was due today in 2 hours time, but due to the shutdown, this has been postponed and expected for next Friday. That measures the change in the number of people employed during the previous month, excluding the farming industry. So job creation is, of course, the foremost indicator of consumer spending and economic activity. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar. A lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish for the US dollar. So those are the key announcements we need to be looking at today and over moving into next week too. And of course, if you would like to take your trading to the next level and find out more about the Gold and Silver Club exclusive live trading room program, you can find out more about that and also our gold and silver workshops, our masterclass. You can request information on that very simply by going to www.jointhegoldensilverclub.com, or you can contact us at our international offices. You can contact us at our London office 0207 193 0403. You can call us at our New York office +1 646 808 0403, or our Johannesburg office at +27 11 083 8403. Or of course you can contact us at office@thegoldensilverclub.com, and this is the form that you just fill in once you go there to find out more information. And of course make sure you subscribe to our newsletter to get the latest free weekly gold, silver, oil, commodity currency news, live market analysis and prices. Okay, so with that, guys, we wish you luck for the rest of the day's trading. Have a great weekend, and we'll definitely catch you back here same time next week, and we'll see whether we're going to get non-farm payroll. Okay, guys, we'll see you on the next one. Cheers, and bye-bye.